Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I am going to share with you some easy $5 meals. They are hearty, delicious, and you are going to have leftovers. If you're new here, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey friends, tonight we're going to do a little bit of shelf cooking. So we had a sweet potato and regular potatoes to use up. We're just going to mash these up. We have some asparagus to use up, not necessarily on the pantry shelf, but on our veggie shelf. And then we had some Amy's bunnies to use up as well. And then we had some chicken in the freezer, so that's thawing, and it is pretty basic tonight. I just wanted to get rid of those potatoes before they went bad. So let me show you how I put everything together. It's very easy. I'm not going to show you how I do this, but the asparagus is a quick little recipe that I like to throw together, and mashed potatoes is not so different, but I add different spices and seasonings. So I'll show you how I put everything together. Okay, if raw meat bothers you, skip ahead like a minute, but we have some chicken here, and I did the steak seasoning by Omaha Steaks. I did hot sauce and barbecue, and then I flipped it over and did it on each side. I do have a little bit of avocado oil on there, and that's it. I bake it at 400 for around 20 minutes or until the chicken's ready, but I'm gonna put this in after I start to get a boil on my potatoes.
Will you call me back? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind. It's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places.
Okay, we're doing the mashed potatoes. I have parsley, some almond milk, I have the country crock butter in here, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and then I'm gonna put in my cooked potatoes and mash them all up.
I hope I'll be your destination.
Once they're out of the oven, we only cook them for like 10 minutes because we like them a little crispy. You put in some balsamic glaze, and you could put like blue cheese crumbles and chopped apple and shallots in this as well. I just don't have any, so we're gonna go with this. All right, here are the kids' plates. I'm gonna get them started first. So we have the mac and cheese, the potatoes, asparagus, and some cheese. I'm gonna get them going. Here is the potatoes right now. The asparagus is ready to go. We're having fun wrestling. This is just mac and cheese, the easy bunnies, and the chicken is almost ready.
Once you've seen all the things, all the places.
I feel like with this dinner, it was very tricky. Both kids were super hungry, so I was trying to get it on the table. I am going to voice over everything. Please don't forget that these recipes will be typed out in the description box below for you, but we are gonna make some pumpkin pierogies. We're gonna make it a little bit different this time. So you're gonna need 2.5 cups of flour, about a teaspoon of baking powder, about a teaspoon of salt, and then you're gonna do half a can of pumpkin puree. So this is going to be pumpkin on the dough of the pierogies. I'm going to do just a generous helping of olive oil, and then I'm going to mix that all together, and I'm going to add about a half cup of ice cold water, and then I'm going to form my dough. There's no need to let this dough rest or anything, but you can roll it out whenever you are ready, and then you're going to take a glass cup and cut through to make a circle. If you have a cookie cutter, that would work too.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Whenever I make mashed potatoes, I make a ridiculous portion, a very large portion, so I can use it throughout the week. So I'm just using those potatoes from the other night when we had chicken, and I am going to put it in each pierogi. This dough gets a little bit wet just because of the pumpkin puree, so make sure you have flour on your hands and go ahead, fold each one over and pinch it. The next step is to boil some water. You can add a little bit of salt in there if you'd like, and you drop the pierogi in and let it float to the top, and then it will be ready. It is ready to eat right there, but I like to fry my pierogies. So I found some peppers and onions and some vegan butter, and then I fried my pierogies. Very, very tasty and very, very steamy right here. So I apologize, but you get the gist.
And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
We like to serve our pierogies just as is. We had some broccoli on the side as well as a salad, but you could dip these in some sour cream or applesauce. I really enjoy the applesauce, but it depends on your taste preference. These pierogies are one of my favorite recipes. I really hope you try this one.
The sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Next up is some sweet and sour tofu fried rice. I'm going to use half a block of tofu, and then I'm going to use the other half and cut it into strips to kind of mimic a bacon shape, and we're going to use these for BLTs later on in the week, but I am going to marinate them. I will share that little recipe with you here, but you just line them up in this container, and then you're going to take a mixture of olive oil, soy sauce, but I use liquid aminos, a little bit of liquid smoke, some vegan Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of garlic powder, some Dijon mustard. You could add some maple syrup for sweetness, and then the rest is going to be filled up with water. So I'd say about a half cup of water, and then all you do is put that in the container and just let it marinate until you're ready to use it. With the other block, I am going to cut it up into cubes here. Now you could use chicken in this recipe or shrimp, but this is my protein choice. And then I just sprayed my pan with avocado oil. I sprinkled some salt, pepper, and onion powder on there, and I let it get crispy on each side. So here's that marinade that I'm talking about for the marinated tofu, air quote, bacon slices. Like I said, all of the measurements will be listed in the description box below, but I did want to include this just so you could see what you could do with the other half of the tofu. So right now I'm going to add some sweet and sour sauce. The Kroger brand is good to go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, or a lot of it. I love garlic. So all you're going to do is mix that together and then create like a hole in the center of your pan here. This is a 1-pan meal. And after that, you're going to add whatever vegetables you want. I used lima beans, corn, and peas, and then a little bit of broccoli that I had left. I used lima beans because I did not have any edamame, but you could use that if you'd like. I'm going to add some rice here and a little bit of liquid aminos, and it is good to go. I like to top mine with mango and homemade sriracha mayo. So that is just sriracha, onion powder, black pepper, and a little bit of vegan mayo. Breakfast for dinner is always a staple in the house. We have it at least once a week, and we had more potatoes. So what I'm going to do here is crack 2 eggs into that potato mixture. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour, a little bit of extra salt, and form these into potato pancakes. If you wanted to keep this vegan, you could add 2 tablespoons of flax seed meal to a little container and then add 4 tablespoons of water, and that could be your thickener substitute. Alternatively, you could use applesauce, but the sweetness sometimes gets in the way of the potato flavor, making this more of a sweet pancake and not a savory one. So I'm going to add this all together here and then fry it in a pan and then serve it with some breakfasty food items. Alright, so it's just me and the kids. I have the pancakes for them, and then I do have a fruit salad. I just have apples and bananas, but I would prefer some sort of berry. We just don't have any. Usually blueberries are a hit with them. Then I just have some toast. They can do peanut butter or avocado on top of there. And that is our breakfast for dinner this week. Super delicious, very easy, and very easy to put things in here. If I had chopped spinach, I would put it in here. You can serve it with some cheese for some extra protein. You could do an extra egg if you wanted, some hemp seeds, but there are so many ways to use leftover mashed potatoes. I hope you are finding that in this video. So we're gonna dig in here. I'll show you the final plate. Okay, here are the final plates. So the kids wanted hummus on their toast, which is another option. So I did hummus and the fruit, and then I just chopped this up for them. There's Wilder's plate, and this is what we have left. So I'm gonna have some hummus toast and some guac toast and call it good. Here's my plate. I have some fruit, I have some guacamole toast, hummus toast with some hemp seeds, then I'll probably snack on some more fruit here in a second. My husband had an idea for me. He wanted me to share some meals that we eat that sometimes we don't share. So this is Hamburger Helper, and I like to kind of health it up, if you want to call it that. We used bison instead of ground beef just because it's more lean. I used oat milk in place of regular milk, and then I added peas and corn to this. So there are many substitutes that you could make if you're making some sort of classic processed box meal. We are not perfect. We do eat Hamburger Helper every now and again, but there are ways that you can make this a little bit more healthy for you. So we served this with a salad and then topped it with hemp seeds. You could even add chia seeds if you wanted, but there are many ways to make some of those American classics a little bit more healthy for your family. So I did want to share that. I think that was a good idea from my husband, and I did want to share that this is pretty cheap and it leaves leftovers. So this will be my husband's lunch tomorrow as well as the kids. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.